Hello everyone, my name is Alex Holmes from the International Consultants Incorporated. Today I plan to discuss some of the potential obstacles you may face when conducting business in Japan. The Japanese place a high level of value on the etiquette and protocol during any type of business affair. This rule holds true to foreigners as well. However, the Japanese are generally very forgiving to foreigners as long as they show respect in an effort to understand the Japanese culture and business etiquette. Often the Japanese host will offer to help you in any way that they possibly can. So, to start things off, when meeting with any form of Japanese officials or business partners, it is important to dress appropriately. Many times, business casual wear is not accepted in Japanese business protocol. There are events that may make it appropriate for the casual dress wear, such as a sporting event that you and your colleagues attend, but for the most part, professional attire is the most suitable for almost every business occasion in Japan. Plus, it never hurts to be overdressed and the best looking individual there. So it's just better to play it safe in this situation. The way you should carry yourself should be conservative. It is common for the Japanese businessman to be self assertive in a way that seems as rude or noisy in the American culture, but mimicking that type of behavior can result in a lack of trust, frustration, and you may not be taken very seriously by the Japanese. Avoid using noticeably flashy pens or writing utensils, and be sure that you are not wearing any flashy articles of clothing. You want to blend in the culture as much as possible. Upon your first meeting with your respective Japanese business official, it is necessary that you introduce yourself in the way that their culture practices. You should first bow and then wait to see if the Japanese official reaches out his hand for a formal handshake. Handshakes Shake hands as you normally would. The Japanese will likely offer you a handshake because they understand that this is a custom in America, but keep in mind the Japanese custom is to bow first. Upon meeting and greeting with your Japanese counterpart, the time will come where you should be seated. It is important to first be given the direction on where to sit. Unlike our culture, seating is much more stressed and important than one may suspect. The highest ranking person will take the lead of the table, and the subordinates of the highest ranking individual will sit on both sides of the table. The highest ranking people will sit closest to the highest ranking person, and the rank will decrease as you move down the table. Since you will be a visitor and you do not have a rank, it is common and expected practice to be seated at the furthest from the head person. A very important rule to remember is to not seat yourself until all the Japanese business officials have been seated. You do not want to be the only one sitting down while everyone is standing up. This can make for a sign of disrespect. You do not want to wait for someone to tell you to be seated, but you should be the first person to take a seat. Follow the flow of the meeting and seat yourself when others begin to seat themselves. These rules apply to items such as speaking, drinking, and eating. You should not be the individual running the meeting and leading the courses of action. When the meeting is underway, it is important to acknowledge the input of every Japanese business official. It is okay to take notes and ask to repeat information for clarification. If anything, this shows that you truly care about what they have to say and that you are actively engaging in the conversation. This is another sign of respect. Upon exiting of the meeting, maintain the same practices you have learned throughout the meeting. Do not be the first person to stand up. Thank everyone for taking the time to meet with you and your colleagues. Bow and shake hands, and uniformly exit the meeting. Japanese business protocol is very different from common practices here in America, but by understanding some of the basic principles that make them unique, you can respectively communicate. I would like to thank everyone for attending my seminar in business protocol in Japan, and I hope that I have provided you with valuable insight as you interact internationally with different levels of business in different cultures. Thank you.